Hello, and welcome back to the Misty Morrison Podcast. I'm your host, Misty Morrison, and this is episode 73 of Petty Please. Here on the Misty Morrison Podcast, we like to read or listen. We love to see all the stories of pettiness, revenge, entitlement, bad bosses, bad neighbors, all the things, and be grateful that drama is not our story. Before we get into our stories for the day, our usual housekeeping, whether you are new or returning, please remember to engage the content to help the channel grow. Every little bit of online engagement is free and can help build the dream. If you are listening on podcast, please leave a 5-star review if you liked it. Anywhere else, give it a like, a heart, a thumbs up, subscribe for more. Hit the bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video on YouTube. Share it with a friend wherever you are. Comment with your thoughts on stories down below. All the things. Long-form content goes live on Tuesdays and Thursdays on YouTube and podcast, wherever you listen to podcasts, and short-form content goes live 3 times daily on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. Okay, getting into our stories. We did record 2 episodes in a row today. This is going to be our second one. This is Sunday. This is the first time since Thursday that I have not had the worst migraine I've ever had. My blood pressure spiked and it just stayed that way. I'm blaming it on the heat because I worked outside for 10 days and I don't normally work outside. Besides that, I decided I was going to fix my face framing layers, do like a curtain effect again because they'd grown out kind of even. So I decided I was going to fix those before I go ahead and get my hair colored. And as you can tell, it did not go to plan. Of course, it came out shorter than I had planned. So we're experimenting with braids and different styles until it's at least long enough to tuck behind my ears again. So it's fine. Everything's fine. Story number 1 is coming to us from r/petty revenge. The gummy bears are mine. It happened more than 15 years ago. I was in college and living in a rented apartment with 3 other guys from the same school. It was right after the financial crisis of 2008. Not at the worst, but at a not-so-lucky part of EU. Money was tight, even for food. We suspected H of the roommates eating our food regularly. When confronted, he did admit it, although he clearly did not understand the problem with it. We all knew he was the poorest among us, and we all told him it is okay if he wants some of our food. Just ask before, because it's the worst when you are coming home from the evening classes exhausted, looking forward to your homemade meal you brought from Grandma at the weekend, only to find out it's gone and the cheap places are all closed or far away, so you go to sleep hungry. But H didn't seem to understand at all. Worst thing was, the better the food you have, the more likelihood of it would go missing. Got a salad? Untouched. Got some chicken wings? A bit of them went away. Got a cake? All gone. That's when we discovered the locally popular gummy bear brand's new sugar-free bears hit the market. And also the first reactions on the internet was that they taste just like the original or even better. But if you cannot control yourself and ate a whole bag, 100 grams or more, you'll get the runs. We knew we found the ideal product for our plan. I borrowed my sister's car and we went to the big supermarkets to the edge of the city where they sold them in 500-gram buckets. That's a pound in freedom units. I just love that they called them freedom units. We also bought transparent food wrap. Back home, we ate a bit off the top of the bucket. They were delicious. Keeping the online reviews in mind, so only a moderate amount, and left the rest for H. I even specifically told H, do not touch my gummy bears. But knowing H, we knew it's a matter of hours before he cannot control himself. So we put the toilet seat up, wrapped the toilet with a clear plastic, and put the seat back down. We calculated right. In a couple hours, all the gummy bears went missing. And just after my other roommate found the empty bucket, H stormed in the toilet and literally shit hit his back and the back of his head. After that, H obviously ranted that we are all assholes and he would move out. We all said he is more than welcome. At the end, he stayed and never touched our food again, so mission accomplished, I guess. Mission accomplished. I feel like of all the things you could have done, this was very tame, very well done. It did send me, when I saw what the plastic wrap was for, that was evil, that was diabolical. But I don't know that this would have worked as well if you hadn't done that. I have no objections. You asked him to stop. You explained why what he was doing was wrong. He still didn't care. So you had to teach him a lesson the hard way. He learned it, so that's good. It worked out. Ooh, all for some gummy bears. Story number 2 is coming to us from r/petty revenge. You won't let me out? I won't let you eat. So this might be long with a little context, a lot, but I first have to explain the situation. After that, this is turned into a tit-for-tat deal, the latest being the title. So this isn't my revenge, but it's my cats, to each other. And yes, it's good. And yes, it's all in response and revenge for what the other did. Even I can't be mad at them. Though I do my best to stop it, but every time I think I'm unsuccessful getting one to stop, the other comes... Oh, every time I think I'm successful in getting one to stop, the other comes in with some new pettiness that leaves me facepalming myself. TLDR at the bottom. I'll first explain them. Jojo was here before Rohan. I also have her mom, Holly. When I got Rohan, I did the whole keep them separate, but see. Rohan had different ideas. I adopted him from a rescue. I'm assuming due to the nature of his life before, he developed severe separation anxiety. So when I left downstairs to get a drink upstairs, he learned to open the door to get back to me. This was literally day 1 with him. Holly was at the door. She was so scared, rightfully so, that she ran away. Rohan saw her and chased after her, thinking they're playing. When Holly attacked, he attacked back by the time I got caught up to pull him out from under my daughter's bed. Jojo saw this, and when I say she holds a grudge like no one's business, I mean it. A vet checked her eye for scratches once, and now I have to bring her into the office in a straitjacket because every doctor is on her hit list. She lists them off at night like Arya as she falls asleep. Did it stop there? No. I put a chair in front of the door. The next day, he pushed the chair away from the knob to open the door and leave again. I put bricks in front of the door, so it would be too heavy. He pushed the bricks away so he could open the door. I put the chair with the bricks on it. Guess what he did then? That's determination right there. I couldn't keep him separated. Every time I went to work, I came home to him under my daughter's bed and Holly hiding under the couch. So I switched them. Girls downstairs, boys upstairs. Rohan loves my other cat Isaac, and Isaac was cool with him. I would find them snuggling too. Well, this led to more resentment, I believe, from Jojo. One, he dared hurt her mama, and 2, she now has to be downstairs. Jojo was getting very protective of her mom. Knowing this is important. This is the origin story of why Jojo and Rohan do not get along. Now on to the back and forth pettiness that is my cats' lives. Once I realized I couldn't keep the cats separated as, guess what, Holly learned to open the door. I had to try to get some semblance of them living together. Half a year has gone by the way, with trying to get them to be okay with each other. First thing Jojo does, every time she found Rohan sleeping, she would sneak up on him and bite his butt. He chased her mom. She wouldn't let him sleep. When I finally got her to stop doing that, Rohan tried blocking the water from her favorite fountain. When I finally got him to stop doing that as well, as Holly was no longer scared and started giving him a good whack too, the house knew peace for all but 3 days. Jojo then blocked all kitty litters from him. He wouldn't let her drink. She wouldn't let him poop in peace. Every time this poor cat went to poop, Jojo would jump on him, causing him to run out of the kitty litter, leaving a trail of cat poop behind him, while Jojo sat there watching with his fur in her mouth, beyond proud of herself. I got 2 more kitty litters, making a total of 5 in my house to see if that would help. Nope. I had to start catching her before she did it. She was intent on paying him back for not letting her drink out of her water fountain. I have more than one before anyone asks. Then it was Jojo straight up fighting him, or so I thought. No, Rohan saw her getting in trouble, so I caught him actually enticing her to fight him to get her in trouble. Cats are diabolical. How? He would back into a corner, hunch down and wait for her to come into view. He would put his ears back and cower like he was helpless. If she tries to ignore him, I call him turning his butt out at her. I finally got him to stop that by not giving him the positive attention anymore and brushing Jojo away, but giving Jojo the baby attention and walking away from him. Then it was back and forth of kicking each other out of my room and who gets to sleep downstairs. Poor Holly had put herself on the cat shelves in the beginning and refused to move for the longest until I helped her get comfortable again going around the house. So this really sucked to see them fighting over one room in a 2-story house when she clearly saw it all as her safe room. This really drove in Jojo's anger towards him, by the way, seeing her mom like that. I finally got a cat door put in downstairs that reads microchips, so only the girls can go downstairs. That is fancy. This actually stopped a lot of the fighting. The boys aren't allowed downstairs because they started peeing under my bed to claim it, and my oldest was having accidents. Now on to the latest, as I won't bore you with minor stuff. But I will mention that one of them was Jojo trapped Rohan to live solely in the mudroom and not be allowed upstairs. Well, I finally get peace for a few weeks. This is many months after the cat door, and I just got Jojo to finally just stop attacking Rohan. Stop trapping him places and to just leave him alone. Even Holly got comfortable with him to the point that they were touching noses to smell each other. What does Rohan, this mother effer, do? He took this as he won. He's the big bad boss in the house now. He's been sitting downstairs at the cat door blocking Jojo in so she can't come upstairs. He has been whacking the door down on her head. Here I thought Jojo just didn't want to come up as much since I opened a window downstairs for fresh air. Well, when she finally gets out because he goes to sleep eventually in his favorite chair that the girls let him have, it was their favorite. She's ripping his collar off. He can't eat without it. Because my cats are jerks to each other, and one, Isaac eats everyone's food. I got them microchipped reading feeders. Wow, you are fancy over here. I wake up to him with no collar and fur in Jojo's claws. I thought Jojo was again being a jerk, but Rohan started it. Again. So yeah, he won't let her upstairs, so she won't let him eat. These cats, I swear. Naming your cats is very important. Don't make the mistake I made. Pets really do take on their names. And then there's a TLDR. And then there's an edit to add. Jojo is a 9 pounds petite, nothing compared to my 13, almost 14 pounds of a not overweight Rohan. He's just a big cat. And the first comment says, this is high school level drama right here. Your cats need their own soap opera or telenovela at this rate. Give all those little rascals pets and kisses for me. That was entertaining as hell. That was funny. The secret life of cats. I believe it though, because cats are the ultimate of petty. Cats are vindictive. If you ever see a cat catch something like a mouse or chipmunk or something and watch them torture it, you understand how diabolical cats are, and this makes total sense. Story number 3 is coming to us from r/entitled people. Lady tried to steal my purse. So I like going shopping, but only shop at places like Ross, Didi's, Walmart, cheap retail stores. But I was in Ross one day with my Juicy Couture purse I bought from Didi's about a year ago, and as I'm looking at the perfumes to see if they had the True Religion perfume, I see a lady reach in my basket and grab my purse. So I grabbed it immediately, and she tried to yank it out, so I ended up reaching back like I was gonna hit her. It's called flinching, but I know most people have different definitions for it. And then after she backed up, she said that until I buy it, it's not mine, and she wants it, so I have to give it to her. I told her that the purse did not come from the store. That is my purse with my personal belongings in it. And what she just tried to do is theft. Then she started yelling for a manager, so when the manager came over, they tried to explain to her that that is indeed a customer's purse and she cannot take it, and they will not sell her someone else's personal items. She then told them that they must be in cahoots together, because she seen me grab it from the rack, and before I could even say anything, a cashier came up and said that she's making up lies because they watched me come in here with it, and I'm a regular at this point. They are refusing her service, so she has to leave. Then argue with them, saying how she doesn't have to leave, and how I assaulted her. And they can't refuse her service because she knows that the purse ain't mine. They must be taking my side so I can buy it even though it's not mine till I pay for it. Even if it wasn't yours when you walked in that store, you don't grab something out of someone else's cart. Come on. So at that point, they told me I can continue my shopping and they will handle it from here. She then tried to grab my cart, and that's when I told her I'm just going to whoop her ass if she wants to act entitled and can't accept the fact that she's wrong and she's not getting what she wants and continues to disturb my peace. That's on her, so back up. She's going to grab her neck like someone clutching their pearls. But I was able to walk off, and after about 5 minutes of shopping, I decided I was done and got in line. And there she is, still arguing with the staff of the store, but at the same time, the cops were walking up, and they escorted her out of the building. Thank goodness. As I'm leaving, she starts pointing at me, saying I assaulted her because I wouldn't let her have the purse, and how she has the right to take it out of carts that hasn't been paid for, that still belonged to the store. So I ended up explaining to the officers what happened, how she tried to take my personal item out of my cart. I stopped her, and how even if it was something from the store, her feeling the need to say she can just grab stuff out of people's carts should tell you how entitled and crazy she is, and how I did say I would whip her ass, but only if she continued to stop me from leaving and continued to try and commit theft after numerous attempts to reason with her. They walked off and talked a bit. And she ended up going to jail because she pushed the manager after he told me I could continue my shopping, then asked me if I wanted to press charges for attempted theft, and I said yes, because I'm tired of these entitled people doing shit like this and no consequences happening for the BS. So I just feel like it's too much, like, not for them. All of that over a $60 Juicy Couture purse is crazy. I've had a few people try and grab my purse thinking it was something I picked up in the store, but all those times when I stopped them and said that the purse is mine, they all apologized and left. Like, it's one thing to grab stuff out of people's carts, but to get stopped doing it when you attempt to take someone's personal item and then doing everything to get your way is crazy. I'm glad she's not the one that pushed. I'm glad I'm not the one she pushed. This is written really poorly. There's some bad slang in here. I'm glad I'm not the one she pushed because I would have lost any and all patience. It's crazy how entitled people are and how crazy someone can get when they are wrong or told no or don't get their way. Here come the... Then she said, here come the grammar police, and puts in like part of the Bad Boys theme song. And then puts an edit. I'm disabled, by the way. Don't and won't discuss my medical conditions, but for all you wonder why I leave my purse in the cart, well, there goes your answer. Didn't care about why you left your purse in the cart. For a long time I did that. I know a lot of people that do that and maybe like just run their arm through the strap or something. Purses can be a lot to carry all the time. But I'm glad you decided to press charges against her. I would have too, because you don't get to act like this and not have repercussions for it. Yeah, that was horribly written. It got more painful to read as it went on, but good outcome. Story number 4 is coming to us from r/entitled people. Nobody should be swimming. It's summer camp, and several times a week, they pile the kids onto a bus to go swimming at a local pool. To be able to swim in the main pool, kids have to take a swimming test. If they pass, they get to use the main pool, plus the splash pad and the shallow pool area. If they don't, then they're restricted to the splash pad and shallow pool only. The kids all take the test, and a couple of them don't pass, so they're restricted. Everyone else is bouncing between all 3 of the areas, so for the most part, everyone is playing together on and off the entire time. But of course, entitled mom whose kid didn't pass the test starts letting all the parents at drop-off know that they should tell their children not to go in the main pool since her precious didn't pass the test. It's making her child feel sad that they can't be with their friends in the main pool. Chef's kiss to the parent who replied, "Or you could teach him how to swim because you had the same complaint last year." Yes. That is... yes. Like, if you want your kid to be able to play in the big pool, make sure they know how to swim. Like, it is nobody else's problem but your own. The first comment, even better, says, teach him how to swim because It could be a matter of life or death. Yes, amen. And then the next comment to that says this. Unless you want Darwin to do his thing, every child should be taught to swim. Basic survival tips if they fall overboard. They don't need to become an Olympic gold medalist, but they should know how to not drown before someone finds a rope. Yes. I am not the best swimmer. I didn't learn to swim until I was 18. So I'm not the best swimmer. Could not save someone else. Definitely could not. But I could swim well enough to save myself if I just don't panic. There is another comment below that says, unfortunately, a lot of kids don't have access to bodies of water to learn to swim in. We didn't have regular access to one or anyone to teach me. We still don't have regular access, and I can't afford swim classes, so unfortunately, I still don't know. And that one has an edit that says, I don't know why anyone here thinks I'm excusing the entitlement of this mother or saying parents shouldn't teach their kids to swim. That's a really weird thing to assume. My comment is in direct response to the idea that not teaching your kids is something shameworthy solely because some people literally cannot. If you believe you can teach a kid to swim without a body of water to teach them in, more power to you. Yeah, definitely not excusing the mother's actions. If it's important for you to teach your child to swim, teach them. But yeah, when I was a kid, I grew up on the East Coast, and we went to the beach regularly throughout the summer. We got in the water and played, but the parents didn't know how to swim. So they couldn't teach us, and they didn't value swimming enough to get us swim lessons. It was just, you can go out to the beach, you just don't go any farther than what you can stand, because you can't swim. So certainly there are situations where children will not learn how to swim for various different reasons, but if it's important to you, if you want your kid to be able to swim in the big pool, then you need to teach them. Okay, that is 4 stories for this week's episode of Petty Please. Thank you so much for being here for another episode of the Misty Morrison Podcast. Remember, start each day with a grateful heart. Kindness changes everything. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.